Now, the counterattack has begun on this hacking scandal story at News Corp. Now, on the British side, they're apologizing, and people are being arrested, people are being fired. When they get to the U.S. side, exactly as I suspected, that's not how Fox News Channel is going to handle it. And that's not how the Wall Street Journal is going to handle it. They're going to go on the attack. So Wall Street Journal puts out a huge op-ed saying, oh, isn't it convenient that the liberal media and the competitors of News Corp would find this to be a big scandal? Yeah, it's a big scandal when you hack into everybody's phones and, you get their messages, you interfere with police investigations, and you bribe the police to do so in some instances. Yeah, that would be a rather large story. But Wall Street Journal thinks it's a conspiracy and that people are out to get News Corp, and it is outrageous. Shocking that they would say that when they're owned by News Corp. All right, now when you turn to Fox News, oh, they think it's totally being blown out of proportion. This guy named Bob Dylan Schneider, of questionable expertise, is on with Steve Doocy in the morning show and says that everybody's piling on. So he's got a bit of a conspiracy theory of his own. Clip 6.
What do you make of what this particular hacking scandal with the News of the World?
Well, the News of the World is a hacking scandal. It can't be denied. But the issue really is why are so many people piling on at this point? We know it's a hacking scandal. Shouldn't we get beyond it and really deal with the issue of hacking?
Well, that's awesome. It's a big scandal, so why don't we get beyond it? But hey, he's an expert because he's Bob Dylan Schneider of the Dylan Schneider Group. So he must know what he's talking about. Okay, that was awesome. So he continues this nonsense. Clip 7.
And the company has come forward and they've said, look, this happened a long time ago at a tabloid in London. Somebody did something really bad, and the company reacted. They closed that newspaper. All those people got fired, even though 99% of them absolutely had nothing to do with it.
And if I'm not mistaken, Murdoch, who owns it, has apologized, but for some reason, the public, the media, keeps going over this again and again and
the
again.
piling on.
It's a little bit too much.
Yeah, just a little too much. No. Will you, just because we broke, so many different laws, what are you all piling on for? Come on, enough is enough. It's just a hacking scandal. Yeah, of course, you guys are all biased in reporting the fact that we had all of these people that worked at News Corp have been arrested, right? And he says, what more do they want him to do? He already apologized. Oh, is that how it works? So the next time you're in court, just tell the judge, why am I in here? I already apologized. What's the big deal? What are you piling on for? But he's not done yet. One more.
And one of the other things about the media piling on, you look at some sites, you would think that Martians had landed in New Jersey again. We've got some serious problems in this country right now. We are teetering on default. And what do? They talk about this.
All the right things have been done from a crisis point of view in terms of this News of the World issue. It really should get put behind us. Investigators, the courts should deal with this, and we should move on and deal with the important topics of the day.
Yeah, important topics that don't have to do with what a fraud our parent company is. So let's, come on, all these people arrested and the police are involved, and maybe they tapped 9/11 victims' families' phones. So what? Come on, remember we had Glenn Beck on this station who said the 9/11 victims' families were crybabies anyway. So who cares about those guys? Just move on. There's got to be other issues. There's big issues. Do you see the Women's World Cup? Look, there's a bird. Okay. Yes, shocking that they would want you to be distracted and move on to other issues. Now we go to Jim Pinkerton on Fox, continuing.
Big news. You're right. It is big news. Well, let's talk about the way this company handled it. It is worth noting. Rupert Murdoch lives in America. It would have been easy for him to go on vacation somewhere and hide. He flew to London. He shut the newspaper down. He accepted Rebecca Brooks's resignation. They take out the full-page ads. He's testifying before Parliament, and I'm sure they're going to dish out a huge settlement to the people they've wronged.
And an independent committee, Jim, to investigate.
That is in the annals of damage control. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's so many things I love about that. Look, they've put together an independent commission that they're funding. I'm sure it's going to be independent. Why don't you just let them investigate themselves? And they've already apologized. Let's move beyond it. And just people have been arrested. What's all the big deal about? By the way, Pinkerton, that dude is like a caricature of himself, man. If you drew up a guy to be on Fox News, that's what it would look like. I mean, first of all, what's up with his mouth? They've already done what they're going to do. They apologize. Why don't you all move on? And then second of all, his name is Pinkerton. Okay, I mean, you remember the Pinkertons that used to bust up the unions, etc.? And this guy's a caricature. It's awesome. One more.
The only thing I watch for to the two previous segments is
Dude, straighten your mouth.
We see the Justice Department or the FBI moving against Fox or the News Corporation, then we'll know that this spirit is still true inside the White House.
Are you just tied whether or not there might be culpability and malfeasance by this corporation, and then whether the FBI pursues it, to that means there's some kind of White House vendetta, as if the White House would be dictating that?
But you're making the same mistake that so many, people out there in media land are making. You're assuming that Fox News and what the news of the world are part and parcel.
No, just because they're owned by the same company, why would they be part and parcel? Look, let's find out, right? And the FBI is investigating. So I think that's fair enough reason to say, hey, you know what, there might be something here. Pinkerton is an unbelievable dude. In the first clip, he was like, look, Murdoch could have been on vacation, but he stopped his vacation to apologize. What more do you want from our beloved owner? And then he throws in the second theory about, well, maybe the White House is doing a vendetta here. Yeah, I know. The White House got the police to start arresting themselves in Great Britain. Are you surprised that Fox News has come up with a theory that the White House is behind this?